Hey guys, it's Fiona and welcome back to the channel. This is the second time I've recorded this video because the first time I left out a very important book, and this time I've actually done a bit more research and got the information I need for the video rather than just spewing random information. So this is a video of books I'm excited about. There's about 10, although one of them is now out because I am late making this video, but we will talk about that in a moment. So these aren't in any particular order except publication month. That is literally it. I haven't listed them or anything like that. Just these are books that I'm interested in and we'll see where it goes from there. So the first book I'm going to talk about is the only January book, and it is now out, and that is Batman by Marie Lu. This came out on the 4th of January. I am currently 50 pages into it. I'm still very slowly reading, but hopefully once I take a break from my job, that will change over the next few months. We will see what happens. The next book I'm going to talk about is the first of my 2 February releases I'm excited about. Scythe by Neil Shusterman, which is due out on the 1st of February. I do believe this is already out in the States and has received pretty good acclaim. I've never read a Neil Shusterman book, but I've always been very interested in them, and this just sounds really different and really interesting, so I thought I would add it to my list of ones to look out for when it comes over here. The next February book is a book that only has a US publisher. There is no UK publisher for it, but I've included it regardless because it's by Ashley Poston, and you know I loved Geekarella last year, and if you want to know what else I loved last year, you can check out my blog post, which is now live, of my top 10 books of 2017. Anyway, back to my actual point. This is Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston. It is due out on the 27th of February in the States, so I will probably see if I can get a copy imported over from the States. It's usually pretty easy to do these days. Moving swiftly on to March, and we have 2 books released on the same day, which is the 13th of March. The first of that is Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the 3rd book in the Illuminae files. If you don't know by now, I am a pretty big fan of the series. I will leave my review for Illuminae and Jamina down in the description. The next March book, also due out on the 13th, as I said, also doesn't have a UK publisher. It is only going to be published in the US, but it looks like it's pretty easy to get hold of, so that's good. And that is Chaotic Good by Whitney Gardner. This is a Dungeons & Dragons fandom-esque kind of book, and it just really spoke to me and sounds really interesting, so I'm going to keep an eye on that and see what happens. I would be thrilled if it got a UK publisher, same with Heart of Iron. That would be amazing, but we'll just have to wait and see. We are going to skip April entirely and move swiftly on to May and talk about Lee on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli, which in the UK is actually coming out on the 3rd of May, but in the US is coming out on the 24th of April. I don't know why they do this. Like, why not just have a simultaneous publication? Makes life easier for everybody. Not that I'll be a bookseller when this comes out, but when there's slight differences in publication dates, we always get people coming and going, that book's out, and you're like, well actually, it is, but it isn't. And it just makes it more complicated. It would be so much easier if it was all just in one go published. This is a continuation / side type story from Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda. So this is technically book 2, and obviously with Love, Simon, the film coming out this year, I am hopefully going to reread Simon versus and then read this when it comes out. It's all very exciting. Moving swiftly on to June, and I have one wonderful UK YA book to talk about, and that is My Heart Goes Bang by Kara Staton, which is due out on the 28th. And I'm pretty damn excited. I really have enjoyed all of Kara's books. Counting Stars, which I read a couple of years ago, is probably my favourite of Kara's books. But If You Could See Me Now, which is one of her more recent adult rom-coms, comes a close second. So I'm very much looking forward to her new books, and she has had a recent rom-com come out as well, just before Christmas, which I haven't got to yet, but I promise I will soon. In July, there are 2 very exciting books. The first of which is a book called Flawed, which is by 7 UK YA authors. By the looks of it, they're writing possibly individual characters, because there seems to be enough characters mentioned in the description. I'll try and leave links for these down below, but I usually forget. But it's by 7 UKYA authors who are, I've had to write it on a list here, Sarah Bernard, Holly Bourne, Tanya Byrne, Non Pratt, Melinda Salisbury, Lisa Williamson and Eleanor Wood. A few of these are some of the biggest names in UK YA fiction, so it's very exciting to see what a group of them together could achieve. And there's nothing really been written like this before, so it's very exciting. Not much else is known apart from a general description of the storyline, and we will just see how that goes. Flawed comes out on July the 12th, and quite possibly one of my most excited books, besides OOpssss, which I'm pretty damn excited about as well, is a new Becky Chambers book, which for some reason in my first recording of this I forgot entirely to include it, and I could shoot myself. Like, how dare I forget the amazing wonder that is Becky Chambers. Record of a Spaceborne Few comes out on the 24th of July. There is not an actual cover yet. I love Becky Chambers. Like, oh god. And I'm so excited to see where this third book goes. The second book was so different from the first book, but had that classic Becky Chambers vibe that you just kind of know it's her. So I'm just really excited to see what she'll do with book 3. And the last book I want to talk about has a US publication, but not a UK publication. And that is in October. So Becky Albertalli is writing a book alongside Adam Silvera called What If It's Us? And I know I've yet to read an Adam Silvera book, but I intend to read one real soon, hopefully. And I do enjoy Becky Albertalli, so I'm very excited generally with whatever she does. And the added bonus of Adam Silvera, this could be a pretty big book. There is no UK publisher yet, but I reckon with the sort of off the back of Love, Simon and generally Adam Silvera's books doing well since UK publication last year, that this will probably make it to the UK. So those are the books that I'm pretty damn excited about in 2018. What about you guys? What are you guys looking forward to? Hopefully I will finish Batman soon, and I will try and get a review of that up, because that is one of the DC Icon series that I am the most excited for. I grew up with Batman, like the animated Batman series and stuff, so this is my jam. But hopefully we'll get to talk more about these books on this list later in the year. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye! The next March book, which is only... the next... oh, for God's sake.